Alrighty, let's watch this here in full. There's no sound. I could make sounds, but then they're silly. Dong, 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 rah, pa. Alright, like that it comes out behind him there. So the main reason why I'm picking this one is because if any student is watching here, always think in terms of contrast and how a character progresses. What I like about this here is the height of this. He starts very confident, right? Stays put here as a slight lean because this is down, which is good. And then he goes, huh, what is this? And then just starts to hunch over a bit more. The head is a bit lower. Sees this, like, wait a minute, this is not good. Gets even lower. There's more tension. There's more tension as well. And then as this continues, gets a little lower and lower. This, the only thing I would say is probably as this progresses, I will go even lower and caricature that even more. Higher shoulders, head down, so that you have a bigger contrast from low to back to high into that. That's the main thing I want to talk about. Other than that, it's things like maybe potentially exploring just a bit stronger mechanics of if that arm goes up a bit more in the shoulders and in the chest. There's a bit of a pop there, pop turn. You can see this here in the triceps coming down here. Other than that, I would probably explore body mechanics just a bit more. Like as this arm goes up, a bit more in the shoulder, potentially a bit more in the chest there. There's a bit of a, it feels like a pop as that arm kind of twists around. You can see that in that triceps here, kind of pops there. Almost has a bit of a full extension, overextension that in that IK arm. There's a bit of a drift in that thumb. I would probably just hold out a bit longer and then come out in a more decisive opening, knowing that the hammer is going to come in here. Probably have a little bit of a lean rotation here. So it leads a bit with the handle. And then when he gets in, you have a bit of a stronger, change from there to there. Stuff like that. Or that arm comes back. And again, more in the shoulder. You have a bit of a change there. Potentially in the head as well. Just stuff like that I feel like could be a bit stronger. Even this, when this comes down, there's something where bang goes up, and then when it comes back down, I would have it slightly over. It has a bit of a harsher, not that this has to be metal here, but a bit more of a clink clink, like it comes down, and then the vibration will kind of move and translate the hammer over a bit. So stuff like that. Or how it holds, even when this moves over, bang, just a bit looser on there, watching out some changes in the finger poses so that the wrist can relax a bit and be slightly more aligned with the forearms. It doesn't have that hammer look. I know he's holding a hammer, but it's that a very common wrist pose thing of just having a bit of a broken wrist silhouette there. Yeah, it's mostly that. And again, like I said, being stronger with the shoulders, maybe go down with the root as well as this whole thing progresses. On this, potentially, where does he end up? Kind of in the middle, but it could be where it's not just up, but also up to the side, potentially, just giving a bit more exploration of room. Not that he can go out into the deep end of the shot, but a bit more out of that. So it's not just stuck center where the root is, where we never really move anything. And maybe that could also, because it's a bit more sideways, the twist potentially in the body will help with some of the silhouette, even though we can read it, we can read the face, we can read all this, but kind of separating these a bit more, or a pose like that where it's just a stump where you want to be longer, and it's something like this where you have a clean arm, and then at the end, again, not in front of it, maybe it's somewhere to the side, but I know that it comes out right in the middle. So it would have to be something where the last one is somewhere else. I mean, it could also be thing, the last one is here, to then push all of this way for cleaner silhouette, and the breakage here. Picky little things, but I know you want to land in this to also show that. It just be kind of freeing the character from being stuck here root-wise, because you can scrub through this. You can see there's some changes there. But even on something like that, on a turn like that, I would give this a bit of a favoring one of the legs. So it's a bit of a lean weight shift. So I have some hip changes. So that's mostly that. It's little changes there in terms of body mechanics. And you can also see that there's some drift in the fingers there as they open up. But other than that, That is that for me. Thanks.